half. Calvin Johnson had 15, and we saved Calvin for last. We mentioned to you that he had become the classical all-time leading scorer. He needed 30 in a ball game to do it. He got 32 in the first half against Danvers, so we thought we'd show you a few highlights of how he's got to be the high scorer at classical. We're going to do that right now.
Johnson with the rebound. 3-on-2 for the moment. Johnson goes to the basket, lays it in.
When Calvin Johnson came on the scene as a freshman in 1990-91, he never dreamed he would reach such lofty goals. But he had great teachers like Nick Lampros, Mike Kimmick, and even today with Marco Echeverria. And as a junior against Beverly, he would hit a milestone.
Marco over to Calvin. Calvin for three. And yes, he's got it. His 1,000th point by C.J. Calvin Johnson as he nails the three-point.
Would lead his club to a state title in 1992-93 here at the Worcester Centrum. He shows us his leaping ability as he moves out of the junior year into his senior year. The all-time scoring mark in the grasp of Calvin Johnson, held by his cousin David Anderson, who set the mark back in 1988. 2 nights ago against the Danvers Falcons, Calvin Johnson needed 29 coming into the game. There's 2 from the start as Johnson was on fire in the first half. He wanted to get it over with early. With Salem on the docket on Tuesday night, he wanted the focus to be on the team concept and winning an NEC championship. His teammate would help out. Lorino to Echeverria down to Calvin Johnson, and he was 2 points closer to being the all-time leading scorer for Lynn Classical. With 3:45 remaining in the first half, Johnson would stop and pop from the foul line and set the new all-time scoring mark for Lynn Classical. It was a moment of disbelief.
I didn't think I was going to be the classical all-time leading scorer, but I worked hard at it, to get it. I got my 1,000 points, and that was my goal to set, to become classical all-time leading scorer. And that's all I wanted to do, I needed 30 points last night, and I felt good about it. So I went into the game and I got 40.
Yesterday, Calvin Johnson had 20 in a blowout over Saugus. With Salem on the docket Tuesday, Calvin knows it's a team effort.
We want to get our momentum back. We want to take it out on Saugus and Danvers so we could go into the, Salem game with our momentum still going as we have on a winning streak. Going into the Salem game, me and Marcos, we're going to do some scoring, but we need for Lewis and Matt and Julio to step up. They need to get double figures on us to win that game.
As we all know, big players come to play in big games. Calvin Johnson will most certainly heat it up at Veterans Memorial Fieldhouse Tuesday in Salem as he leaves for not the final time here at Lynn Classical.
Just keep throwing them up there.